February 2020, Melly was involved in a multi-inmate fight inside the day room of his area unit and was given a DR for his role in the fight. October 2020, placed on a room restriction for refusing to go back to his cell as he was trying to hide while on the phone.
And developing now, there's a new push to get rapper YNW Melly out of jail. He's currently awaiting retrial for two childhood friends, but a new lawsuit alleges he's being held in inhumane conditions.
February 2020, Melly was involved in a multi-inmate fight inside the day room of his area unit and was given a DR for his role in the fight. October 2020, placed on a room restriction for refusing to go back to a cell as he was trying to hide while on the phone. And developing now, there's a new push to get rapper YNW Melly out of jail. He's currently awaiting retrial for two childhood friends. But a new lawsuit alleges he's being held in inhumane condition. With the Melly trial delayed until 2027, his lawyers used it as leverage to get him released from jail. The News just wrote Florida rapper YNW Melly's lawyers secured a hearing to have Melly released from jail. His lawyers believe they have enough evidence to get him out until his trial in 2027. As his mother would give an update outside the courtroom. "We just still praying. I know. I said I would give I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So, thank you." So, basically the judge is going to do a written order. So, we're just waiting and that order can come any minute or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So, we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So, everybody just keep praying. Keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, stop. I've been crying, too. It's like it's been a long time coming, you know. However, there's one problem for when the News wrote Melly's Dublin retrial has been postponed once again. During a hearing on Friday, August 8, the 4th District Court of Appeals granted a stay in the case, allowing time to consider a motion by the state attorney's office. The stay means the trial will not begin in September and has now been pushed back to January of 2027. Everyone assumed Bortland's trial would also be delayed since they allegedly committed the crime together. The Florida court just announced Judge Martin Thien denied the joint state and defense request to delay Bortland's trial, ruling it will proceed on September 10, 2025, despite objections tied to Melly's pending appeal where they will force Bortland to snitch on Melly. The News wrote, and no communication order has been filed in the Melly trial. The order makes Melly and Bortland completely separate. No talking, no lawyer talk, just silence as the prosecutors are forcing Bortland to snitch by having Melly and him tried together in the next trial. Issue here and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking penalty for Melly because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase, it's the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other. But that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty. As with evidence being brought in front of the jury, Bortland will be able to confirm evidence against Melly. As the judge announced, Melly will be with Bortland for the next trial. Mr. Henry is going to remain separate trial September the 10th at 9 o'clock with Mr. Don pending whatever future motion that I may hear times. I'm in another capital case right now. I have 4 hearing dates left available between now and September the 10th. I gave the parties those 4 dates and I'm holding all of those dates and times open only for these 2 defendants. So anything that you need for okay? Yes, sir. As the News reported at the beginning of Wednesday's hearing, Judge Martin said to Portland's attorney, "So Mr. Her Dad for the time being. Bortland is going to remain set for trial on September 10th with Melly, confirming they will be tried together at the later trial, assuming Bortland knows he didn't commit this crime. He won't be willing to take the fall and be sentenced to life in prison for the crime, which is why he will likely point the finger at Melly when the time comes, which is exactly what Melly's plan was in the first trial to pin the crime against Portland. Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital Miramar and you don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies car riddled with, and when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having the phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, "Everybody has a phone in their pocket," not Cortland Henry. As his lawyer revealed, Bortland was the one that lied to the feds. He's the one with powder on his hands. And he's the one who was with Juvie and Sackchaser when they passed, as they brought a forensic scientist to cover what the firearm powder on Bortland's hands means. So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of residue and 2 2-component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of residue and 1 2-component particle. Okay. And can you explain to us what that means? Basically, overall, there was residue present on the hands. Bortland hated this happening in court. So, when Melly's first trial ended, news reported Bortland tweets a mysterious message on the same day Melly's mistrial was declared. The tweet shares, "Mind games don't work on people like me," with a handshake emoji, as if he's accepting a plea deal. But even more concerning is that Bortland has every reason to snitch on Melly because of what was found in his home. Melly's co-defendant, YNW Bortland, was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-count warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues, the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamal Demons, aka YW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness. As reporters noted, here are the images of notes discovered during the home raid of Bortland's home that were filed into the Broward clerks, as its photos of drawings that have where jurors sat in the courtroom with a description of what they look like, which makes it look like Bortland was willing to either tamper or do something to the jurors if the trial wasn't in Melly's favor. To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how are you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy, like, come on. It's like doing and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they are at your crib and in the end the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They like, oh, okay. Thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib. But it gets really concerning when you realize that Bortland might be a star witness in the case against Melly, as he was the only other person who was there when it happened. Bortland knows the entire story. And if Melly tries to do anything that Bortland doesn't like, he can flip, as one of the new pieces of evidence tries to link Melly to the Red Street team, because this post of Melly with Young Thug makes prosecutors believe Melly is in the same team as Young Thug. Same thing. The use of the slap term, 5-point star, the snake. He's saying he's YSL hanging with him, and he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with the Mr. Demons has the big me hand signs post displayed. Okay. And these are individuals again that's also young. Yes. Also important to your investigation. Correct. Yes. Also publicly available for anyone to see and capture. But surprisingly, Melly told his lawyers to allow them to use it because Bortland could validate the claim anyway. As the news wrote, today's hearing marks the first time Melly publicly went against his legal team's advice in open court. As Melly got angry with his lawyers. Yes, sir. Against our advice, our client wants to proceed. You objected them to their request. We need to return in this automatic state based upon what our client has instructed us. Yes, sir. People in the court heard that Melly was saying, I don't care. I'm not a no gang. They can't prove that. Lawyer 924071 call for an automatic stay while they were aggravators. They go to membership. And again, they were things that the jury would have to find before going into penalty. Not aggravator. That's the death. That's the enhancement that was charged. He was charged in committing the further, which is an aggravator in terms of something that they would have to find by way of an interrogatory. Although new evidence that wasn't allowed in the first trial is being entered into the case, as they want to include a former Roblox member's testimony that Melly asked King Von for advice on how to deal with people. Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he two friends? He ain't come out and say like we got into a argument and so you know.